Okay, those of you who follow socials may have noticed something a little odd this year. We haven't ever run a design competition before, but for the last 4 or 5 months, we've been running the Think Inside the Box Student Design Competition. Now, I'd like to introduce somebody who is known to a lot of you because he is probably the most enthusiastic person I know about cardboard from outside our industry, so they do exist. So Ben Edmonds will be coming up on stage. He's going to I've just been distracted by cars racing. It's a strange time of night to go out racing, but there we go. They've got headlights, so they're not Formula One cars. So Ben will be talking to us. He'll be telling us a little bit about the work that he does, but also I ought to give him a proper introduction. I've made some notes. So by his own admission, he is an inventor and an entrepreneur with 20 years of career in product design and innovation. He's worked for many years as the senior or a senior designer at Dyson, and you can talk about that, some of the products that he's been designed. And interestingly, he used to make prototypes out of cardboard. So this guy is really a corrugated nerd. That wasn't written down. I just went off piece there. He's now teaching kids design engineering and problem solving through what I believe is his greatest invention ever, which is his Inventor Club. #InventorClub. Fantastic. Known in our circles as Innovation Ben, but I prefer to call him the Cardboard Ninja. So Ben will explain the competition criteria, and we have some awards for the competition finalists and overall winner. So please, can you give Ben Edmonds an enthusiastic welcome? Thank you.
Hey, folks. It was interesting hearing Nick earlier talking about the cool kids and the nerds. I am an absolute geek, and I'm quite proud of the fact. And interestingly, I think it's been about 35 years since I was last here. When I was last here, you could go home with like a car tire from a racing car and then make a coffee table out of it. I don't think they let you have those things away these days. Right. Oh, wow, they've literally put a timer on there. Goodness, that's a lot. Okay, I'm going to try and rattle through some stuff. I'm going to try and be vaguely enthusiastic, and then we're going to give out some cardboard-related prizes. Yes, I do love cardboard, but I just wanted to give a little bit of context for the kind of the wider world of what we're looking at the moment from like an inventor's perspective. So when I grew up, way back when, everything that on the TV and in comics and in the movies, science fiction, it's all come true. Anything is possible in today's world. We're reversing rockets out of space and catching them. Robot dogs are going to become commonplace on construction sites, and obviously the military are going to strap weapons to them. My friend Vic works for a company called Vertical Aerospace. In the future, when you get a taxi, instead of going that way, you'll be going straight up. This is Vertical Aerospace. My friend Maria works on the west coast of America for a company called Zooks, where they make metal boxes that you confidently climb into and hope you get to your destination. There's no steering wheel, and let's hope the doors open at the end. We now have robots in our homes that we're regularly talking to ask about the weather or to ask the kids to come down for dinner, and they're perfectly normal, like Dick Tracy, but in your whole home. And then we've got people that are flying with rocket packs on their back, and this is normal. You can get up a mountain in 2 minutes with a paramedic instead of 2 hours, so people are alive and not dead. That's exciting. And then hopefully you've seen all the home help robots that are coming. You can now be getting them for about $30,000. Some of the videos are fantastically funny, with them all falling over or smashing into mirrors, all sorts of other things. But this is happening real time. And this is what our young people are seeing as the cool, sexy future. There's very, very little cardboard involved in any of this stuff. And then obviously, the other thing that we all know is here, which, by the way, I absolutely love. I'm a significant fan of AI. I couldn't do what I do today without it. I did 36 projects last year, 5 projects into Walmart, 5 patents pending, all because of AI, and I absolutely love it. And so this lady isn't real, okay? That isn't a reflection of a market in Marrakesh. That's just some words typed into Sora. And this video is actually really old now. So you are all aware already, I suspect, of the power of AI. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. And our young people are growing up in a generation now where AI is standardized. It's going to become their future. Are you aware of the MIT study where if you solely use AI, it is now documented that you become more stupid? Okay? Older folks in the room, our generation, are great because it's this one other tool you're adding into all your other tools you've already got, which is great. If you solely rely on it, documented proof you're going to become more stupid. So we need to do this. We need to double down on becoming more human. These are the things we need to be focusing our time on collectively, all of us. Students in particular, you need to not just rely on the robots because half the time it's complete nonsense. So let's just quickly whip through what some of these things, some of these skills are that I think that we need to focus on as humans that robots are not so good at. And don't get me wrong, love the robots. Let's get them to do the menial tasks and all the big data stuff. So what have we got? Employing empathy. The leading part of most product design is employing empathy, understanding what the human problems are and then creating solutions for them. And then creating eureka moments, those moments where logic would say that shouldn't work. The robots certainly would not say that works. And so I think sometimes we need to create the environment in which this can happen. So I have a very understanding wife. Welcome to my living room in approximately 6 years ago. My kids said to me, they said, we want a dance floor, Dad. We want a dance studio. And I'm like, we live in a rented house. And I can't build anything, but we do have a spare room. And I suspect many people have a spare room, okay? If you've got a spare room, I suspect it's full of nonsense until the day that your friends are coming to stay or your relatives, in which case you hurriedly tidy it up and make it look Instagram worthy, and you're like, this is how we live all the time. Complete lie, okay? So I had a spare room. At the time, my daughter had a video that went hyper viral, 200 million views. If we'd meant to make any money out of it, we'd have put it on YouTube, we'd have been rich. We didn't. We made £130. And I spent it on wooden floor, mirrors, and a ballet bar, and I turned my spare room into a dance studio for my children. Where does the bed go? The bed is in that box over there. Suddenly, I've got a box in my living room. What could that become? Well, it's a workbench, it's a videography studio, photographic studio, and it's where I accidentally started an international kids club teaching kids innovation and problem solving. I really didn't mean to, but when I took my kids out of mainstream education because I thought it wasn't fit for purpose, because it's designed for an industry from 150 years ago, I just put a post on Facebook saying what I was going to do, and then 300 families were like, this is wicked, where do we sign up? That wasn't the plan, but I've subsequently kind of made it the plan. And then later on, I wheeled in a 125-kilo laser cutter and some 3D printers and some other bits and pieces. We subsequently moved house. I now have an office and the kitchen table and the workshop. But there we go. Somebody mentioned cardboard nerds. Yes, I love cardboard. It is the single greatest material I have ever used. And bear in mind, I've been in industry for 24 years now. I've worked with all sorts of fancy stuff, but cardboard still remains the best bloody one, okay? Because if I give engineers a computer and some CAD software, they will use it, okay? That's the danger of engineering, they will use it. And then they will spend weeks and weeks designing something, and then they get their prototype back, and then they go, it's rubbish. You could have found out today, are we even going in the right direction or not? You could make it today out of this stuff. So this is what I do with all my kids and stuff. We're making, building, testing, creating, and I'll show you a video shortly. This was our Christmas party at Dyson. It's not like your Christmas party, I suspect. Maybe it is, maybe it is. But if you give 1,000 of the finest engineers on the planet about 4 tons of sheet cardboard from GWP, they will make fine things out of it. Unfortunately, I got beaten by an owl. I was absolutely livid. His head turned around. I could do donuts. I've got a camera at the front. I've got a TV screen inside, and I had a beer holder. It's very good. Anyway, if you're driving down the M4 at any point and you see something yellow at the side, if you could retrieve it, it blew away on the way home, and my wife didn't notice. Right, anyway. Okay, I couldn't quite squeeze in all the things. Enrich creativity. This is some of the stuff that I love doing, okay? I've got a little video for you. This is what I do in my kids' club. Very rarely, what I do is pretty. It's a bit ugly, and it's sticky, and our hands are glued to it, and there's definitely some blood somewhere, and some sweat and some tears. But it's all about problem solving. All that stuff that's considered kids' play, kids don't do it anymore. A child was walking towards me with a pair of scissors, holding them like shears backwards because he has no idea how to use a pair of scissors. Kids do not make anything anymore, and if they do, it's a Lego set, and they blindly follow the instructions. And that's not useful for you lot. That's not a useful way of thinking for you lot. What we want is making, building, creating, failing, figuring out what happened when it failed, and testing our ideas out. And that's what I did when I broke my spine in 2019 after falling off a shed. So when I was recovering, I designed that, which I then turned into a kit and sold. Yeah, bloody love cardboard, it's well good. Right, anyway. So, yes, on to something which resonates hopefully throughout the day a little bit. Embracing failure, but with creativity. So I'm from Swindon, and not all cars have tyres in Swindon, but the ones that do, the vulcanized rubber, the accidental discovery of vulcanized rubber enables that whole industry to exist, okay? And microwaves, post-it notes, x-rays, penicillin, pacemakers, shatterproof glass, superglue, matches, millions. There are so many examples of situations where with the wrong mindset, you would have been like, that's rubbish, that doesn't work, bin it. But with the right mindset, it's an opportunity. And mindset is the single most important thing we can get young people working on. Because whether you believe you can or you can't, you will be right, of course, as we all know. So, my wife wrote this statement. I think it's pretty good. It says, if we're too afraid to fail, we become too afraid to try. And if we're too afraid to try, what are all the incredible solutions we're going to miss out on discovering? And worse still, what have we already missed out on as society? I suspect there's a number of people in here who are too scared to do a number of things, probably drawing in front of other people or sharing their ideas in a public situation. We need to get used to doing all that kind of stuff because that's where the good stuff comes out. Ideas that breed ideas. Anyway, so embracing failure creatively is essential. But what robots can do is they can utterly distract our students. They can distract our young people and they can rob them of their future because the mind-blowing stuff keeps coming, the scroll keeps going. So young people, if you let it, it will rob you of your future. But if you learn how to harness it, it becomes everything that is going to make you succeed. Yeah, you might miss out on this. The opportunity of a lifetime must be realized in the lifetime of the opportunity. And so you've got to be ready when those opportunities come along and not be distracted by the scroll and the nonsense and the trying to keep up with the Joneses and all the mad stuff on Instagram. Okay, you've got to be ready. But I now have added a new bit to this slide, which is just beware of who is offering you the opportunity. Because my last business partner was an a-hole, and he screwed me. So I spent the last year, I did 36 projects last year, not intentionally, but I bloody well had to because I had to pay off some money. Anyway, just beware of who's offering you those opportunities. So some takeaways for you before we're going to give out some prizes based on the competition we've been doing. Yes, employing empathy, improving your human skills, eureka moments, exercising creative muscles regularly, all the time. Create yourselves a little somewhere in your business for a problem of the week opportunity. It's really cheap. It's a whiteboard, and you put an open-ended problem on it every single week, and it doesn't matter what the answers are, as long as answers are coming. It's a really easy thing to do. Enriching creativity, businesses, and a great, Joe, brilliant what you're doing, brilliant. Really easy thing, okay? GWP, where are the GWP folks? Very good, very good. Right, collectively just been giving me really simple things that they've got. Cardboard, offcuts, excess stock, which I can then use to then do awesome stuff. Schools just need stuff to be able to work with. Loads of teachers are genuinely spending their own money to get materials for the schools, which is wild. If you have excess materials, make friends with your nearest primary school and your nearest secondary schools, and just give them materials. That starts a very, very easy relationship. You're going to get in straight away, and then you're going to be like, oh, and by the way, I've got a really cool factory you can come and see, okay? It's such an easy gift to give to schools. I'm going on Thursday to try and resurrect 28 GCSE students' futures because they don't know how to make anything. And we're going to go and make stuff on Thursday, and we're going to force them. By the end of the day, they're going to make some stuff. Anyway, find a school, embrace one, sponsor them, give away the stuff that costs you almost nothing. It's your excess. And then lastly, engaging students, making and taking those opportunities. So why am I even here talking about this stuff? the SBA have got off their backsides and done something, which is to put an opportunity out there for students to get involved. And thankfully, a couple of colleges did actually get involved and put some stuff out there with their students. And so we've got some things to give out. So what we were looking for is creative use of cardboard. We were looking for people that might actually make some prototypes to be able to show us what's inside your brain. All of you, I suspect, spend most of your days talking in meetings, believing that you've agreed with the person opposite you, but you bloody well haven't, okay? Have you ever read a book and imagined the characters, and then someone else reads a book and imagines the characters? I bet you've imagined different characters. You've ever seen a radio personality for the first time? You're like, they look different. Yeah, because you've imagined those words and what they've said in a different way in your brain. That is every single one of your meetings. And then you're like, I don't know how this possibly happened. Because you didn't draw one picture. Drawings, horrible drawings. Anyway, these guys have actually made some stuff and they've put some stuff out here. So we've got a few runners-up and then we've got some winners. This bit is slightly less organized, but I've got Debbie McGee over here to come and help hand out some stuff. Where's your glamorous, shimmery dress? Anyway, so thanks to all of the colleges that got involved in this, and we have got some winners, and I think they're here today, which is very exciting. So we've got a highly commended for innovation, was this cardboard shield idea. You can come and have a look at the bits at the end. They were looking at exploring the idea of light pollution and what we can do about it. We've got some, I haven't got enough time to talk about it. I've got 60 seconds, wild. Okay. Come and talk to me, students, at the end, because I'd love to give you some personal feedback about what you came up with and how we could reimagine your ideas to be feasible. And then we've got the drone landing pad, who came up with the most creative communication. Very, very good. So can those two groups, can we have cardboard shields first come up? And someone here has made some cardboard trophies. Are they here, the makers of the trophies? Does somebody want to dare put a hand up and say they did it?
There is said trophy.
Over there. Well done, well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very good, very good. So, the students that came up with the cardboard shield, do you want to come to the front immediately now? Very good, very good, very good. Yes. Okay, and is your... Well done, chaps, congratulations. And we've got a thing over here. Debbie's going to hand it out.
There we are.
Very good, very good. And is your tutor here as well? We've got something for your tutor, the tutor in the room.
Fantastic, there we go. Congratulations.
Yeah, come on.
You might like to stay on stage, actually, that's fine.
Yeah, if you...
What a shot, yeah?
Oh, should we do this?
Do you want to hold your trophies up so we can see them? Yeah. And we do have something for your tutor as well.
Yeah,
so,
come on.
Can you hand those, your tutors?
This is also important.
Fantastic.
You got back to us and you got involved. Well done, well done. Yeah. Marvellous. Do you want to stand with these guys? Sure. Time up. Wow, it's red. We're going to have to just go over a little bit. Drone landing pad, folks. Do you want to come on up and bring your tutor with you? Marvellous. Oh, let's do some shaking hands. Congratulations. I'm not good at this bit. This is not my thing. Well done. Good job. Yeah, smashing. Well done for getting involved.
Got the right ones here. Here we are. Congratulations. Congratulations. And we have something for your tutor as well.
Yeah, very good. You got something. Yeah. Marvellous. Which brings us, you want to kind of keep shimmying along? Okay, we've got some more room. Which brings us to our winners. So I'm going to go back onto this one. So I just pulled out some of the judges' comments here. One of the key reasons that these folks won, not only is it a very innovative way of teaching young people to be able to add up binary numbers, which is not a skill I know I needed, but they made a thing. They've actually made the prototype, which I believe functions. Next time, a video would have been double good to have gone with that. But this is great, actually turning your idea, not just thinking about a thing and writing it on something, but actually tangibly making it. and making it in a sustainable, resourceable way. So that's really, really good. So if you guys would like to come up and receive your winners. And you're there. Okay, well, you're still here. Very good. Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done. Fantastic work. Congratulations.
And that is for your tutor as well. So,
Should we do a photo? Tim, are you going to do a photo?
yeah, shall I come in as well?
Marvellous. Cool. And I think that's me done.
Congratulations, everybody. Can we have a round of applause for everybody? Well done. You go back to your seats now. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Right.
Thanks very much to Ben for doing that. Not only did he help devise the competition, but he got the judges in line, and yeah. And I don't know if you've seen that, but it is a calculator and it works. I just don't get it, but there we go, fantastic.